Chris here. Hope you're having a fantabulous morning. So, yesterday, let me fill you in. Yesterday, I get a call from the guys at my place. They're like, yo, Chris, we have something for you. You need to come urgently. And here's what happened. So guys, right behind me is my camera. It finally arrived back from South Africa from after that nasty fall. It cracked and everything, so it's fixed now. And I'm about to see it for the first time. My fingers crossed. Okay. They actually did a very good job. That is like proper stuff. Like, so you guys remember, like over here it was cracked. There was the crack, you can still see the scars. But that is like a much better job than I had originally thought. This is like a signature model, Taylor, you know, one of a kind. Welcome back. I got it! They fixed it, guys. Yo! I am so happy for this baby to be back. Like, I missed this one. Like, I played in the time that she was away, I think I played like 3 different guitars. One was upside down, so that was something else, but yeah! Let me just contain myself. So, I am stuck at home today. No real good reason really, but it's just I'm lazy. And I don't want to go shoot B-roll. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I decided maybe just to talk to you guys a bit. Like yesterday, after I fixed the guitar over here, Brits and I went to go support some of our friends at the matric farewell or prom, if you're not from SA or Namibia really. So that, you probably call it prom or something like that. So we went to go support our friends when they were doing that. Looked stunning, absolutely amazing, can I just say. Yes, well done, you guys did well. But it made me sort of wonder like about the whole school thing. Maybe to give you a bit of story time on the schooling process that I went through. Sort of relating to matric farewells and proms and all of that stuff. Yeah, so let's get into it. By the way, our matric farewell is this week. Like, this is going out on Wednesday. This Saturday is Brits and my matric farewell, so I'm excited. Brits is matric this year. I was matric 2 years ago, but this is where the story gets interesting. Okay, so in about 2005, 2006, around there, when I went to primary school, homeschooling was just like becoming a thing here in Namibia. So like lots of parents and stuff were sending their kids there, and it was like a whole new type of like a trend almost, with all these amazing benefits, if you can say like that. So now, having come out of a system like that, I thought I would give my 2 cents on homeschooling. So here we go. It is. What are my thoughts on homeschooling? Let's get into it. Okay, so to understand where I come from, it's sort of complicated. So in 2005, 2006, when the homeschooling thing was becoming a trend, it was time for me to go to grade 1. So my parents made a decision for me to go into this homeschooling thing. After doing a bit of research, you know, talking to parents that have sent their child or their children there rather. So then I went into this thing at the age of 7. Now in the Namibian traditional schooling system, like the public schools and stuff, what happens is in grade 5 at the time, you would start writing exams and stuff at the end of the year. And that was not the case in homeschooling. So obviously my parents in university, they knew, okay, at some point this child is gonna have to start writing exams and stuff. So they made the call to move me to a public school then. So I basically stayed in the homeschooling system from the ages of 7 till, right? So that's what happened. Then what happened was, you know, I moved to a public school and I was already in a bit of a disadvantage. I was already at a disadvantage because I just came into this school, knew no one there except for like one of my best friends that we met in pre-primary. You know, I was at a disadvantage, so I had to learn the ropes and everything. I did well for myself in primary school through grade 5 to grade 7, which is the end of primary school for us. I was getting like A's, A+, A star, you know, that type of stuff. Yeah, and it was going well, you know. And then I moved to high school. So 7 to 11, that was primary school. Okay, that's after I moved to the public schooling system. Then that's how long I was there, 3 years. From grade 5, when they started writing exams, to grade 7, which is the end of primary school. Then I moved over to another private school, which also worked on the traditional schooling system. Okay, there I stayed till grade 10. And at this point in my life, I was, how can I say, I had a really negative like perception or outlook on the whole school thing, which obviously made me just want to finish. Dropping out was an option for me. I knew of this way that you could finish school sooner. So from my experience in the homeschooling system, I knew that if you worked faster than the yearly, how can I say, like the minimum amount of stuff that you need to do in that year, if you worked faster than that, technically or theoretically you could finish school sooner than you were supposed to. So I spoke to my parents, I spoke to a bunch of people about what I wanted to do. They all supported me. And so at the end of grade 10, I moved over again to a homeschooling system. So then I was there from basically for the last 2 years of my school career, grade 11, grade 12, which is basically the most important years. You've worked up to this whole time, like grade primary to high school. Now it's your senior year, basically, 11 and 12, that's before you. And a lot of rests on these 2 years, you know, whether you're gonna get into university, college, whatever you wanna do. These are the marks that people are gonna be looking at. And so then, my schooling career was basically from January 2005. And I finished school February 2016. So that's just a bit of background. So I know a bit of what I'm talking about here. When people ask me, would you recommend other kids to go through this whole system? I'd say no. And here's why. You know, keep in mind, however, that I'm speaking from my own perspective. This is really what the system I did was the ACE system. There are many different homeschooling systems out there. I'm just speaking from what I experienced. If people want to do this system, whatever, this is what I experienced about it. I would say the first reason I would say no is if you've never been in a homeschooling system. What they basically do is the homeschooling, what I went through at least, was that your class setup looks something like this. Okay, here's your desks, like all the kids' desks are lined up along the walls of the classroom, and basically there are dividers between every desk, really, and that is to keep you from distracting your classmates so you can focus on your own work. So for me that was sitting right here, I was not able to communicate with my friend that was sitting over here, nor the one over here. That is one of the differences. Whereas in the traditional schooling system, you have your teacher up front, and then the whole class basically sits at their own desks, listens to the teacher giving the lesson. Okay? Now what you do here, there's no teacher giving you the lesson, okay? It's all basically self-teaching. You teach yourself, you get the books. In the ACE system they call them paces. You might have seen me burning some of them. I'm sorry, please don't sue me. So basically you get the books, and in the book is the reading material, and then at the end of the book is the test basically that you're doing. So then they have a designated table in the middle of the classroom that you then go sit by and do your test at, so to make sure that you don't cheat, obviously, so the teacher can invigilate whatever, do a job. If you struggle, a teacher would then come to you after you indicate to her, and she would try best to explain the work to you. The first reason I would highly suggest to stay clear of the homeschooling system was what I experienced as a social disadvantage, can I say? Like, in my personality at least, I am very, not outgoing per se, more of an introvert, but I feed from hearing a buzz around me. I enjoy, listening to other people speaking while I do my work. That sort of fuels me to go forward. I have no problem with that. Obviously you say, Chris, that's what your personality, you can't recommend that for someone else. That is true. That is why I say that's just one of the reasons. The other reason that might not be the case for other homeschooling systems, but the social skills that you learn that I learned in the traditional schooling system was far more than or far better than what I learned in the homeschooling system. Sort of that learning to focus despite the buzz around you. Now take note, both of these systems have elements to it that are great. So yeah, that's my experience with it. I wouldn't recommend it. It's very easy to find the short way around things with the homeschooling stuff, because you're being self-taught. The ACE system especially relies on morals. It's very much a thing of honesty. You have to be honest with the teachers and with yourself. No one really checks up on you on those things, so it's very easy for someone to go and not take the process seriously in that regard, and especially for me that was rushing to finish. It seemed at the time like a very how can I say, like a lucrative idea almost. Like it seemed very beneficial to me to try and just rush through the work. Now, bear in mind, I didn't cheat or anything, but there are some rules that I didn't adhere to in any case. Like just stuff that is just like a schlep to do. Like in my case, I didn't benefit from the process. Now, if there is for some reason, if there is some reason that you want, that you want to go to a homeschool, or you want, your children to go to homeschool if you're a parent, it's a very difficult decision to make. I wouldn't advise it. Basically, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. It's been a long video. Lord Jesus, I've been speaking so much. Guys, that is the video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like down below. Comment and tell me, have you ever been in a homeschooling situation? Have you ever thought about it? Have you considered it? Why are you considering it? Let's start up a conversation here. So that is it from my side, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next week, same time, same place. Cheers, fam. Peace.
Like a title.